time for me to pass on the great wisdom to you all that was passed down to me in the same way as my Father had it passed down to him. In the beginning, God created pond, water and lily pads, and saw that they were really pretty, but a bit dark, so he added a bit of light for summer time only. And God saw it was good, even though he was only critic. He added the insects, goldfish, and pondweed to spruce it up a bit, and called it the water feature in the great garden of the Eden family in the world of Backwater Lane in the universe of Yorkshire. But God found it a bit boring watching goldfish, so he created Frog in his own image from a bit of sludge, and called him Diddy. He put him to work, naming the animals and plants, except the goldfish, which he'd named already. But Diddy soon got bored and hankered for some totty, and God saw that he was bored by the way he played with himself. So God anaesthetised Diddy and pinched one of his ribs, which he made into Totty Frog as helpmeet for him. And Diddy named her Heckerslark. And God spaketh unto Diddy and Heckerslark, telling them never to bathe below the statue of the small boy who urinated the golden waters of knowledge from his small appendage into pond. And it came to pass that legless lizard that Diddy had previously named Anguis fragilis spaketh unto Heckerslark, Go forth and frolic in the fountain that urinates knowledge, and you will understand why God likes things to be naked, and the benefits of voyeurism. Heckerslark had no idea what the strange creature talketh about, but she wanted the knowledge of voyeurism, and dived beneath the statue of Biddling Pete, as Diddy had previously named him. Heckerslark then understood everything, including the meaning of naughty bits, and dived amongst the duckweed to cover her voluptuous body and emerald green skin. Diddy saw her amongst the weed, and spake it unto her, Heckerslark, why do thou swim in duckweed? And she told him of voyeurism and how quantum physics works, but the words were lost on one so stupid. So she told him to swim in waters of Biddling Pete, and all would be known to him. He tried to protest, but she threatened never to have sex with him again, so he had no choice at all, and swam into the waters of knowledge. When Diddy saw the truth, he realised that God had laid a trap, so that they could be tortured by their new knowledge, and give God masochistic pleasures. He also knew that to lie was wrong, but to tell the truth was going to put them in the right shit. They hid amongst the duckweed, and God called out, Where art thou, Diddy and Heckerslark? Which puzzled them, as God said he was omnipresent and always watching what they got up to. And God spotted them amongst the duckweed and said, Why do you hide amongst the plants? Is it not time for your daily shag? But they had acquired the knowledge of dogging, and realised that it was not for them. When God saw that they covered themselves, he knew that his fun would end, and he was very angry. Hast thou bathed in the waters of knowledge? He bellowed in an angry voice, and Diddy knew that the truth was the only path to take. It was all her fault, he said, pointing towards Heckerslark. He then pointed towards a legless lizard named Anguis fragilis, and blamed him. Dost thou not know right from wrong, bellowed God? Well, we do now, but we didn't when we did it, answered Diddy. God thought for a moment, as he was never wrong, then said, Ignorance of my laws is not an excuse, as the laws still exist. And he smiled to himself for filling in the legal loophole from which they could not defend themselves. He looked at Anguis Fragilis and said, "Thou will henceforth be known as a slow worm, and those around will laugh at fact that you can move faster than a worm, and you will eat slugs and worms." When they heard this, the slugs and worms were really annoyed, but could see God's fairness when he threatened to reduce them all to dust. As for Eckerslake, she was doomed, along with all female kind, to have hundreds of children that would die before adulthood. And they would also have to listen to male frogs constantly croaking. For Diddy's crime, all frog kind were doomed to an eternity of animals that would prey upon them, even the cat that Diddy had named Fluffy. And God removed the statue of Piddling Pete and replaced it with a stone statue of a small bearded man in red hat fishing in the pond. Diddy said unto God, "Why did you place a magic fountain of golden rain in the garden when you did not want us to have knowledge?" And God replied, "I want to be a teacher, and I thought that I would try this. But you had no knowledge, then all knowledge was too much. Next time I'll have to pop down and have a go myself. Dost thou know any virgins I can rape?" And Diddy said, "I now have all your knowledge, and I can see that this is wrong." For the final time God spake unto Diddy and said, "You have knowledge, but I have magic powers, and that makes me the boss, so start grovelling." And Diddy knew that God was right. Here endeth the lesson.